We have a bit of an issue here. We were going to hang these up here, like one on each side with a hook, and they are way bigger than this closet will hold, like by a lot. It would not fit in this way. It would not fit in this way by a large margin. So, guess we're not hanging them up. The bikes are huge, and I guess they're gonna have to go into the spare room all the time. Luckily, we didn't let that get us down, and we actually rode our bikes for a long time. A long time. And we aren't completely sure, like, how long we rode our bikes, but Mal mapped it, and it looks like we rode our bikes about 10 miles. And some of you are like, there's no way you rode 10 miles. Yeah, it really does look like we rode about 10 miles. That's not going to be completely accurate, give or take a mile there, but that's what it looks like. We're a little worn out. By the way, hello everyone, and welcome to Tuesday. I didn't film anything on the bike because personally I just wanted to ride my bike. I do want to film stuff, but I wanted to, my first experience really riding the bike for almost 2 hours to just let it be me, riding the bike. So I did. So I am going to film myself, on the bike, film myself, riding and doing some stuff like that in the very, very near future. Just not yet. I'm going to focus mostly today on E3. There's a lot to see with E3. I know a lot of people watched all the conferences. There are 4 conferences, and then if you count what Nintendo brought to the table today, that's 5. You have Microsoft, Sony, EA, Ubisoft, and then today, Nintendo Direct. So between everything, it's something like nearly 6 hours of video to watch or something like that. As of this moment in time, I haven't watched any of them. I'm sitting down right now after completing all of the LP stuff that we need to get done to go see Dan this weekend. It's all done. I have to get it uploaded. I'm just sitting down now to start watching these conferences. I don't know how many I'm going to get through tonight, but I'm going to watch as much as I can. And I'm going to start with the Microsoft conference. So I figured that instead of trying to watch all of the conferences and then tell you what I thought about everything, I'm going to watch them one by one and then update you guys with how I felt that particular conference went. So first up is the Microsoft conference. 90 minutes of pure Xbox One joy. Okay, I'm a little ways into the conference, and it's quickly occurring to me that there's no way I'm going to remember all this stuff to talk about by the end. So I'm just going to briefly go over what I've seen so far, and probably from here on out, instead of talking at the end of conferences, I'll talk throughout them. Opened up with Metal Gear Solid 5, typical Konami trailer, big production thing. I'm sure it'll be fantastic. Is it an exclusive? I feel like it was an exclusive, but they never said that explicitly. At least I didn't see that. But Metal Gear Solid, especially a game focusing on Snake, it'll be successful, and it looks good. Although I thought it was Red Dead Redemption when it opened up. Killer Instinct. I welcome that back. The rumors of a rare title returning, I guess, are true. Everyone wanted Banjo-Kazooie. They gave us Killer Instinct. I like Killer Instinct. I'm okay with that. Not the big fighting game person anyway, but I mean, that's fine. They showed a game that I assume would be on the Xbox Live Marketplace called Max, which actually looked pretty decent. Rise looked pretty cool. Kind of looked like God of War with even more QuickTime events, which is, I guess, exciting. But it looked good. And,
I think it looked good.
Mal liked it. It did look good. It looked like it would be interesting to play. At the beginning, it kind of looked like storming the beaches of Normandy, but in Rome. Cars. If they showed Forza, and I'm not really interested. Have they showed anything else that was really interesting?
Not really.
I think that was it. I might be forgetting something, but I think that was it. Dark Souls, which doesn't really interest me. Now we're on to Quantum Break, which is the television game hybrid. Quantum Break didn't talk about any of the TV stuff, so I'm not really sure what they were doing with that. And then it jumped into like a 15-second trailer-ish thing of D4. I don't really know what that is. Now we're talking about snow. Project Spark seems really cool. I'm pretty sure that I've seen it before. Like, they announced it or showed it a year or more ago, but now it looks interesting. Maybe it looked interesting before, I don't really remember. But I like it. It was cool. Xbox has got the game DVR. But I think we already knew that, and it makes it easy to share clips. I mean, okay. I probably wouldn't do it that way, because it probably doesn't work how I would want it to work. Also, you can do Twitch, which is cool. I would actually probably use Twitch a little more if I could actually stream stuff, although you probably can't monetize those. Who knows? Fly around in Crimson Dragon, the game that has no audio. Dead Rising 3 exists. Dead Rising 3 exists. I'm happy. Dead Rising 3 is looking really good. I guess the only worry I have is that the first two games are so lighthearted and have such a sense of humor, and I haven't really seen that yet. So hopefully they don't lose that. They're really pushing smart glass, which, I mean, I don't, it's not like a positive or negative thing for me. They're like, hey, deal with this by getting out your phone and touching it. And I'm like, okay, seems fine, I guess. I guess I would really have to play with it. Otherwise, Dead Rising 3, probably the most exciting thing I've seen. I've never played any of the Witcher games, but The Witcher 3 is absolutely beautiful and looks pretty good. They would like to show us Battlefield 4, but doesn't seem to be happening. I feel really bad for this guy. Any day now, we're going to see Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4 looks incredible, but I have to admit, I have no idea what's going on. Like, it's beautiful, but I've never played a Battlefield game, and I'm seeing what's going on, and like, there's so much happening, and like, I don't know how the guy playing could even see the enemies, because it was dark, and he's just shooting, and like, what are you shooting at? I feel like I would get motion sickness from this game. It looks fun. I would be vomiting while I was playing, though. Oh, I'm almost vomiting now. But you didn't see this coming. There's a Halo game going to be on Xbox One. Who would have thought? Apparently 2013 is the year that consoles finally catch up with PCs, because everyone continues to mention how their game is going to run at 60 FPS. Which actually makes me wonder if the games that weren't mentioned won't run at 60 FPS. Questions that I would love to have answered. Wow, they just gave the release date of November and the price, and there was a weird pause before anyone clapped. $500. $500. Wow, that's just. I was thinking 400, like maybe 429. That's expensive. There's one more exclusive title to share from Respawn Entertainment. 4 people clapped. Maybe they know what it is. I have no idea what I'm looking at right now. Some kind of... Is this Mech Warrior? Is that what this is? It's a game of mechs? It's a FPS. But there's mechs. I think I just saw a food lion in the background. And the game is... What is the game? The game is Titanfall. Okay. I mean, it looked okay. I don't know why we saved that till the end. Okay, now they're actually showing more of Titanfall, and it looks neat. The concept of having a good FPS and a good mech game combined into one, where you're doing a lot of fighting on the ground, then you get in your mech, and it actually, from what I see, it looks cool. I don't know if it would be a game that I would, actually play, but just watching it now, it looks good. Alright, well, I just finished the Microsoft E3 conference, and I don't feel like the conference was bad. When I say conference, when I talk about conference for the next minute, it's going to be in relation to the things they showed, not the things they didn't show, the things they didn't talk about, because I know a lot of people are enraged about the used games and the always online thing. We're not going to be discussing that. The conference itself, looking past some of the technical errors, someone lost a job, man. Ha! It looked pretty decent. I mean, it wasn't like ridiculously cool. There were some pretty cool games that they showed. I was probably most excited for Dead Rising 3. The Insomniac Games one, Sunset Overdrive, I think that looked interesting. Killer Instinct, Metal Gear Solid 5. Nothing that was like, oh man. You know, it was more or less, I don't want to call it average. And if I do, I want to clarify that it's average leaning more towards good. I mean, it wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. It wasn't like a ho-hum yawn thing. It was just average. And to be fair, I haven't seen the other conferences, so I can't really compare them yet. But watching Microsoft's first, I have to say, meh, bleh. You know, am I more enthused to get an Xbox One? No. I mean, not really. I mean, none of the things I saw was, made me want to buy one on launch day. I'm sure I'll own all the systems eventually, but having seen the Microsoft conference, I'm like, meh. With that being said, the next conference to watch is Sony's, which I hear from the little things I've heard on Twitter is pretty darn good. We just started with a ridiculously flashy intro with all kinds of stuff all over the wall, but it was cool looking. Let's get started on this Sony conference and see what happens. They talked about the PS Vita for a while, but PS Vita. Now they're talking about PS3 showing Last of Us. I've been following Last of Us for a while. It looks fantastic. I do want to pick it up at some point because it does look like an absolutely incredible game. There was a short trailer for a game called Rain, which actually looked really interesting, but they suck at making trailers really badly because the trailer itself wasn't interesting at all, just the concept of the game. They need help making trailers. Beyond Two Souls looks pretty good, especially for the fact that it stars a female protagonist. Looks like what could be a AAA title. Also, apparently there's going to be a exclusive Grand Theft Auto 5 PlayStation 3 bundle, which is neat. I mean, it's really cool. If you don't have a PS3 and you were looking to get GTA 5, then that would be a really good way to do it, because GTA 5 is going to be really, really awesome. Now, at this point, I'm actually going to stop. I've finished all the PS Vita and PS3 stuff, and they're about to get into the PS4, so I'm not very far into the Sony conference. But I'm actually going to stop because it's actually really late and I'm really tired. So I'm going to go to bed, and then I'm going to wake up and continue this vlog to tomorrow. But it'll still be the same video. But you can probably tell because there's probably a lot of time left in this video. Anyway, sleep, wake up, more PS4, and then eventually Nintendo. I got a full night's rest. We're good to go. Back to the PS4 conference. The PS4 unveiled. Is it slanted? It looks slanted. It is slanted. It reminds me of an eraser. Like those pink erasers. Yeah, a lot of people have a hard time with the Xbox One, and they think the Xbox One is ugly. I didn't think the Xbox One was ugly, but this doesn't look bad either. All in all, good. The next generation of consoles won't look absolutely atrocious. Better than the GameCube, although it was cute, and it had a little handle. Sony Pictures CEO came on stage and they played like royal music. He talked about some stuff. They played royal music and he left. Okay. Just saw the trailer for The Order 1886 and it looked incredible. Very, very excited for that. They just showed like 4 new games for the PS4. They all looked alright, except the last one, Knack. I think they only showed for like 5 seconds. So Infamous looked good. I've never checked out an Infamous game, but it looked really interesting. So far, just the percentage of games that they've shown, I've been more interested in PS4 stuff than Xbox stuff, and we're actually only like 35 minutes into the conference, so we'll see what happens. The Dark Sorcerer was awesome. It was amazing. If you guys haven't seen it, I won't spoil it for you. Look up the Dark Sorcerer PS4. It's pretty funny, pretty good twist ending. They just decided to show a whole lot of indie games, pushing the fact that the PS4 is going to be a breeding ground of indie content, and there's going to be a lot of things available for it. I think I'm not sure if it's just because I slept on it, like the Xbox conference was last night, but I'm not even halfway through the PS4 conference, and it feels like I've already seen a ton of games. I don't know, I guess it was like in the Xbox conference they focused longer on each individual game, and now we're just moving in the Sony conference game. I'm curious to see how many games are left, like how much more are they going to show off? I haven't played a Final Fantasy since 10, but the Final Fantasy looks good. Of course, the trailers are always crazy looking for Square Enix. Well, they just announced Kingdom Hearts 3, and I'm someone who has never played any of the Kingdom Hearts games, but I know how important they are to people. People absolutely love the Kingdom Hearts series. And the fact that there's going to be a Kingdom Hearts 3 available on PS4 is going to sell a piss load of PS4s. They were demoing Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, and then it looks like someone forgot to clean the disc. They found it. Oh, that was bad. Not anywhere near as embarrassing as the Battlefield 4 thing that happened with the Microsoft conference, but still pretty bad. Still pretty bad. They just showed off more Watch Dogs. I've been following Watch Dogs for a little bit, and it is incredible looking. And once again, another incredible looking trailer. Do want to play that game. Is that exclusive to PS4? I don't know. I'm not really sure. Maybe it is. PS4 supports used games. Standing ovation from crowd. They are still cheering for the used games. Another standing ovation. More people going crazy. It's nuts how huge of a factor this has been in already determining who is going to win the early battles of this console war. I'm not going to say the whole war, but definitely early on. Man, I feel so bad for Microsoft. You do not need to be connected to the internet. Another standing ovation. You do not have to check in periodically online. I mean, these are all statements that would never have had to have been made in the first place, but now they have to clarify because of the Xbox. And then a little quip there at the end that was a jab right at the Xbox. And Sony got the gaming world in the palm of their hand right now. I couldn't help but notice that PlayStation threw in, kind of just went right past it, that when you upload something with the share button, it goes to Ustream, which is a terrible website. Terrible website. PlayStation Plus just said that you now have to be a PlayStation Plus member to play online games. So that's a big deal. A lot of people, defended Sony with their PlayStation 3 because you didn't have to pay to play online. Now you do. So that's a thing. Destiny. They showed Destiny. The commentary while they were playing was atrocious. The game looks pretty cool. Getting new guns and playing with lots of friends. Looks fun. They just revealed the price at $3.99, and the crowd has not stopped cheering at all. Man, they're really nailing a nail into the coffin of the Xbox right now with these closing remarks. And there you go. There is the Sony conference. Now, like I said, I saw the Xbox conference last night, so I may not remember things as wonderfully as I could, but from what I've seen, it seems like PlayStation beat out the Xbox conference. I have to say conference. Just for the fact that, Xbox is a little scared to talk about some of their things that are not liked, and since Sony is on the other side of them, they could talk about them. They could be like, oh, by the way, you can trade games with your friends because we won't require you to be always online or do this or that. So Sony really had a leg up there. I'd actually seen a video online. It's like a 20-second video. It's like, how to trade games with friends on Sony PS4. And it's like, step 1, trade the game. And it's like a guy handing a game to another person. And it's like, that's it. And then they do the PlayStation logo. So they're really going full force with this marketing thing, and they should. But that's also going to give Sony, a very early lead. And I'm skeptical to say anything like you know, it's going to be decided already, like, oh, you know, Sony's already won. I don't like saying that because it is far too early. Like, the systems aren't even out. But a year, maybe 2-year advantage just from all of the controversy that's been around, yeah. Yeah, that could definitely happen. Anyway, I've already said it before, but I'm sure that we will be picking up all of the consoles at some point. But it looks like the way things are right now, our first console that we pick up may be a PS4. Although we're not getting any of these things at launch, so we'll probably wait. Now that I've seen both the Microsoft and the Sony conference, it's time to watch the Nintendo Direct. Nintendo didn't have a conference at E3, but, excuse me, they put a 40-minute Nintendo Direct out, which is supposed to cover all that stuff. So, that's next. A new type of Pokemon, Fairy. There's a Fairy-type Pokemon! You can let Pokemon eat out of your hand and pet their heads. God bless that little Lucario. He's so cute.
Tamagotchi.
It is. It really is. It's Pokemon-agachi. Things I would not be doing in Pokemon XY ever. Either way, Pokemon X and Y do look fantastic. We've had a vlog about it on the past, and it seems like a very strong way to open the Nintendo Direct. And now back to more. Hello, my name is Satoru Iwata. It's Super Mario 3D Land, but it's on the Wii U. Mario is a cat. Mario is a cat. Mario is a cat. Mario is a cat. Luigi, Princess Peach. Oh, she got her flutter jump. Oh, this is Super Mario Brothers 2 World. I mean, it looks pretty good. It's just, I don't know. I've never even played them, and I'm already a little sick of the whole, like, 4-player Mario adventure thing. But it looks fun. I mean, I guess I can't complain too much. Okay, everyone is a cat. Everyone is a cat. Why is everyone a cat? Everyone is a cat. Why is everyone a cat? What the piss? Super Mario 3D Cat World. All right. Mario Kart Wii U now with 10 times more motion sickness. You can climb up walls because you got the car from Back to the Future 2. The thing about Mario Kart is that they are all very similar. They're all the same game with little things added, but they're always really good. They're always a lot of fun. So it's one of those things, you kind of have a love and hate relationship when you see a trailer like this, because you're like, okay, well, we knew that there was going to be Mario Kart Wii U. You know, that's not a surprise. They added something new. That's not a surprise. Mario Kart 8, apparently. It's called Mario Kart 8. And it's like, you know, if I had a Wii U, I would probably get it, you know, because Mario Kart is always good. It's just a lot of the same stuff. The first delay is Wii Party U, which seems forgettable at best. Going from one delay right into another delay, Wii Fit U, which was apparently going to come out this summer, also delayed. They've added new art tools to the Miiverse. Keep in mind, I don't have a Wii U, but I'm familiar with it mostly from what Emil showed us when we were at this house. And it all seems really cool. They're in the process of showing some third-party games, none of which have been all like, you know, all that exciting, but Sonic Lost World looks good, and apparently Watch Dogs is going to be on Wii U, which means it is not a PS4 exclusive, and is probably also going to be on like PS3 and or 360. A World of Keflings is coming to Wii U, a game that came out on Xbox like 4 years ago. For some odd reason, they've decided to show Wind Waker running in the Dolphin emulator. I'm not really sure what's up with that. In all seriousness, I know I've taken a jab or two at Nintendo. It does look good. It's Wind Waker HD. And it does look very nice. And it's exciting that people that have never been able to play the game will be able to play the game. I never finished Wind Waker, but I watched Mal finish it, and it's a good Zelda title, especially because it's so different than past Zelda titles. It's Donkey Kong! There's a new Donkey Kong Country Returns game. I guess they don't have to call it Returns anymore. He came back. I think we can start calling him Donkey Kong Country. Dixie Kong is in the game! Although it looks like you can't do Dixie and Diddy, because you probably always play as Donkey unless you have one of the little monkeys. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze in November. Okay. Okay. Looks good. Looks good. Bayonetta 2. Never played the first one. Actual gameplay of X. X, and somewhere Emil's head explodes. Of course the last game they're going to show is Smash Brothers. It's the most important game. It's the game that's going to sell all of their Wii U systems. Villager is in Smash Brothers. Mega Man is in Smash Brothers. Mega Man has a bunch of moves. Actually, I already saw this online. I couldn't resist. I was trying to keep away from all of the E3 stuff, but I had to indulge in Smash Brothers because it's the one game that's going to make me buy a Wii U, and I know it. Also, I don't think it's in the Nintendo Direct, but I also saw the video online that shows the Wii Fit girl in Smash Bros. 2, which I think is an amazing addition. Apparently there was a new Mario and Luigi and a new Yoshi's Island game, but they didn't feel the need to include it in the Nintendo Direct. Okay, sure. The trailers for those other games are probably on YouTube, and I could probably look them up, but I'm not going to because I was just going to watch the conferences. I also am aware that there was an EA conference and an Ubisoft conference, but now that we're halfway through the next day of the vlog, I'm not going to do that. I may have missed something. Possibly. I think people said online that there's Mirror's Edge 2, which is exciting, but I haven't looked at EA stuff and I haven't looked at Ubisoft stuff. If you want, you can let me know down below what I missed. First off, I apologize that this video is incredibly long, because it is incredibly long, because I have been recording for literally 2 days. Nintendo's was good. I mean, there was some pretty exciting stuff. There's pretty expected stuff, you know, things like Mario Kart 8. The game that everyone's looking forward to is, without a doubt, Smash Brothers, but you knew that. You don't need me to tell you that. All in all, between Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, all of them did pretty well. I'm just looking at the conference. All of the conferences went pretty well. I don't think I could call a favorite. I mean, Sony did really well. I liked Nintendo's. I liked Microsoft's. I think I'll play it safe and not call a favorite here. I think it's easy to see that Sony did, you know, a pretty spectacular job. You also have to understand that there's going to be a little more oomph behind Sony's conference and Microsoft's conference, because they're both unveiling new systems, whereas with Nintendo, they don't have a new system. You know, they don't have to push that aspect, so that's automatically going to make the Sony conferences, or the Sony conference and the Microsoft conference, you know, appear that much more grand. And that's also why possibly Nintendo backed out of doing an official, you know, conference there, and instead just has, you know, their booth set up. So I won't call any favorites, but I will say it's very obvious, and you don't even need me to tell you this, that people are very much shying away from the Xbox One. People are not very happy about, you know, the policies that are in place, the used games, the always online. Sony marketing is genius and took advantage of that, full advantage of that, and has really, I mean, they pretty much attacked Microsoft on stage. But that was good. I mean, that was a good move for them. And I don't think the Xbox One is going to be a terrible console by any means of the imagination. I'm sure that there are going to be some very amazing games released for the Xbox One, games that even you guys, as, you know, if you are an Xbox One hater, will probably want at some point in time. But that all being said, it's really irrelevant, because out of this starting gate, I mean, this Christmas, when these consoles are unleashed onto the world, Sony has such a huge advantage just from all of the months leading up to this. I feel kind of bad for Microsoft. I really do. I do think that their consoles are going to do fine, but it's going to be real slow. It's going to be real slow at the beginning. And if it's slow enough, we may see some serious changes to their policies. We may see that used game thing out the window. We may see them unlock their console to be used offline. We'll see what happens. Anyway, very long video today. I do apologize for that. Tomorrow's vlog will be a lot shorter. And actually, after tomorrow, we're going to see Dan, and there won't be vlogs uploaded for a while. So if you don't have time to watch all of this today, then you can come back to it. Although if you've made it this far, you probably did see it all, so never mind. Anyway, thanks for watching. And as always, let's meet back tomorrow, shall we? Leave all of your comments and thoughts on E3 and my thoughts on E3 down below. Or your thoughts on my thoughts. Thoughtception. You know what I mean. Really interested to see what they were going to do with the Mac Pro, because I had heard so many rumors that they were going to be redesigning it, and I wanted to know how. And then they showed a picture of a trash can. Right, where are the balls is my horse? Where did... He was just here! The horse could not have gotten very far.